Hello and welcome back to another interview at the World Blockchain Summit Dubai Day 2. This is amazing. We are here with the CEO, Naveen Bharadwaj. Before we get to it, if you're new, welcome. And if you're here already, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm Adel. I'm the host of Web3 TV and Traders Brawl. And today we're going to be interviewing the CEO of World Blockchain Summit. Naveen, how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you. And yourself?
Very well. Thanks for being on the show. So let's get straight to it. This is a wonderful event, a conference. I've been here last year. You're back again. Tell us, what is it that you're aiming to achieve with your events?
Well, bring the entire blockchain and Web3 community together, not just for them to network, but to actually create real-world impact and help countries become true digital economies, because we see that there are songs being sung all around the world, prime ministers and governors and business owners and entrepreneurs talking about how their respective countries are transforming from physical to the digital. So the World Blockchain Summit is one of the enablers which, from an emerging technology adoption standpoint, from a digital transformation standpoint, from a digital asset creation and management standpoint, from a real world tokenization standpoint, and as a champion of decentralized finance, helping the world embrace innovation faster and become a true global digital economy.
That's amazing. It's really great. You've got a pitching competition going on, the booths on the side, and you've got keynotes. That's really great. I love the pitching side because you hear directly from the founders themselves, and you hear from the judge how they judge a panel. So I'm curious, how did you make this global, from Vietnam to Canada to US to UK? How did you make this global?
Well, thanks to people that launched and grew the World Blockchain Summit much before the time I actually came into the system as the Group CEO of Trescon beginning of last year, and then also took over the World Blockchain Summit. So the event started in 2018, and since then we've traveled around the world, had 28 global editions. This one is the 29th edition, and as you rightly said, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, India, UAE, of course. We've also had a few editions in Europe. So we've gone everywhere because what we realized is the blockchain community goes around the world. Unlike some of the traditional, let's say, enterprise technologies where the vendors and suppliers might be coming from multiple places of the world, but then the core community belongs to a central place. Here, the blockchain community is truly filled with global citizens, so citizens of the world. So wherever we go, our network follows, but at the same time, wherever our network wants to go, and if we see that there is merit in those markets, we follow as well. So that's how we ended up becoming a world affair.
And let's not forget, crypto is 24/7. It doesn't sleep.
Absolutely, absolutely.
In the same way, you don't sleep. I see that.
Well, I do sleep, because if I did not sleep, then I wouldn't have the level of energy that I normally do.
So tell us, as a organizer of blockchain events, what has been the biggest challenge for you with the 29th edition coming up already here? You must have gone through many different episodes. What has been the biggest challenge for you?
I'll actually break it down into two things, right? The first challenge is that the industry is fast-paced. The trends are changing, ever evolving. So what we foresee as trend today might not be the trend in the next 3 months. So it's important that we play a very responsible and sensible role in educating our participants, educating our community on things that will still hold good in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. And if it's not going to still hold good, talk to them about it also, so they start training themselves. So I think making sure that the content selection and then the community acquisition is on par with today's realities and the tomorrow's realities, I think that's a challenge as well as an opportunity. And the second part is, you know how the blockchain space is. So every single day there are lots and lots of blockchain events that keep springing up. We are in favor and in support of the community events that keep happening on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. But then you also find a lot of different blockchain conferences coming up out there, some of which are doing a very good job, some others not so much, perhaps lack of experience, not having a lot of people, or maybe people trying to make quick bucks without having a real vision. Now that is, it's not a personal challenge as such, but I think it's an industry challenge, because it can end up diluting the quality and to some capacity also impact the confidence levels of the community, because if one bad event can actually make them think the next event might also be equally bad, so I might not want to go, right? So people will start weighing you in a lot more than they should. So that I think is a common industry challenge, which can be solved when we all come together and as event organizers, as people that bring communities together, we become more responsible, we play a mature role, and we see a much longer future and vision for our respective meetups or summits or conferences or expos than just 1-2 years of make money during the bull run and then sleep at home during the bear market.
So, I had a question. As CEO of any company, and particularly when it comes to events where you have to show your presence, maintaining a personal branding has been a subject of quite some significance for some time now. One of the things that really strikes me, like to remember you, is your mustache. So, is there a story behind this mustache? Please tell us.
Well, there's no story as such. I'm Indian, and a large majority of Indians love our mustaches. And recently, I think about a decade ago, there was a new trend where youngsters started sporting big mustaches. So it just happened, right?
Right.
It happened with me as well. I used to have smaller mustaches, but one of my friends sported his. It didn't look good on him. I copied from him, and seems like it started looking good on me, or at least I think so. And since then, I've just been carrying it. So it's been 7 to 8 years. And the first one actually, more often than not, wherever I go, people comment about my mustache. They talk about my mustache, and it started happening ever since I sported it the first time. And I realized that. Hang on a second, this is actually good because people remember you for who you are, what you do, but then they also remember your identity.
Yes.
And as you rightly put it, personal branding, not just for the CEO of a company or a leader, but for anybody for that matter, I think is important in today's world because we are lost with so many distractions. We have so many opportunities to meet with so many different people. So it's hard for people to remember you and the things that you do. So personal branding, again, is not just about how you look. It's basically how you carry yourself as a whole, what substance you bring into conversations, how you project yourself to the world. And more often than not, it's a natural projection of who you are. So this has somehow become a part of my identity, and I think it's there to stay.
Well said. No, that's great. Personal branding, really good, insightful there. Now, coming back to World Blockchain Summit, so we recently had a whole wave of different conferences coming to Dubai. We had side events, we had Token 2049. So is the goal of World Blockchain Summit to be a better version of Token 2049, or what's the goal here?
I think while we all belong to the same space and we're all part of the blockchain community, we're not the same. For us, as you know, we've always emphasized and focused on the quality of the participants. So typically, our events are about a 2,000 odd people affair where enterprises, investors, projects, people such as yourself and I, association partners, communities, consortiums come together. We want to be a better version of ourselves. So the World Blockchain Summit wants to become a better World Blockchain Summit, not necessarily a Token 2049, because humbly speaking, we have a lot of things to learn from them, and I believe they have a lot of things to learn from us as well. So that coexistence is critical, as well as learning from each other is absolutely crucial. So what matters the most for us, and the ultimate objective, as I mentioned during my introduction, is to have topics, to bring companies, and to bring people that really matter to conversations around digitization of the economy and how blockchain as an underlying technology can help enable that at a much faster pace.
I really like that you emphasize the competition as within yourself rather than with other people. Like, as long as I'm doing better than yesterday, that's what matters. So with that said, I want to end it there. Naveen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this amazing conference, and keep building. Keep bringing it back to Dubai. I hope to be there next year.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the love, Adel, and all our other partners and participants.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much for watching, fellas, and everybody out there streamlining this. I hope you found this insightful. All the links in the description will be in below to World Blockchain Summit. So with that said, thank you again for watching. Keep following our page, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.